Hi you guys, welcome to the Rubber Room. It's me, Chris Callie. I am gonna just check you out and make sure I'm in the right spot here. It's Wednesday at noon, which means it is time for live at lunchtime. This is where I just pop on for a quick half hour every week and just share hopefully what you will find a little bit of creative inspiration. And I try and only take up a half an hour of your lunchtime so that you still have time to enjoy some lunch, but you get some time to be inspired also. So, okay, it looks like I'm in the right spot. So I'm going to go ahead and start. And this is an exciting new stamp set that is part of the online exclusives. I think this little rhinoceros is so adorable. And this particular card we used during our make and takes this past month. Here is also a card that we was shared by Diane Alberts at our Demo Diva event. Every month, every quarter, some demonstrators get together and we share a shoebox swap. And this was one of the cards that Diane shared with us. And then this is just a little peek at one of the other images that you can purchase in this stamp set. So the stamp set is called Rhino Ready. This one is this guy here. And then that's one from Diane's card and the one from my card. It has some great sentiments in it. You're stronger than you think. It's a great day. Hope your birthday is wild. You're built tough. And hello, friend. We have this little birdie stamp here, which I think is really cool too. And then you can buy the coordinating dies. When you buy both of these together, you do save at 10%. It's a 10% savings on a bundle price. So you have the little party hat, the little noise maker you can see there, and these are clouds and trees, and some leaves, and this is their grass. Just so many coordinating dies that make it super easy if you don't like fancy cutting. This is the stamp set and dies. These are the stamp set and dies that I will be using next month for my Creativity Club. Creativity Club is my club that meets via Zoom every month. We make 8 cards to each of 4 different designs. It is a subscription club that is $30 per month and $39 if you need it mailed to you. And you will get half a pack of DSP, a pack of accessories, and a bolt of ribbon included with your kit, and also envelopes. So this is the set we're going to be using in our April club. So if you're interested in club, just leave me a comment or send me a PM and I'll get all the details to you. This month we're using some of the celebration items. So we are using the Thanks a Bunch stamp set and the Let the Adventure Begin Designer Series paper. So here's just a quick peek. That club meets via Zoom on the last Monday of each month. So we'll actually be meeting Monday to make these cards. And here's just a little quick peek at them. That is one of them. This one is super simple. Just one layer will make a great masculine card. And then this one. And then I really like this one. This one might be my favorite because I like the bright sunny colors for springtime. So that is our club this month, and that'll just give you a little indication of the kinds of cards that we're making and what your projects would include. So today we're going to go back to some masculine birthday cards, and I hope to be able to get both of these cards in with you. We're going to be using the Best Day stamp set. We're going to use this sentiment here, And then also the artistically inked stamp set, and we're going to use that. I think that happy there is all we're going to use from that one. So let's just jump right in and get started. We're going to be using the He's All That, I think is the name of the designer series paper. And we'll start off with this quicker, easier one. And we're going to do this one here. And this is one where the paper is going to do most of the work for us. You guys all know I am a huge fan of Stampin' Up! Designer series paper because it is a workhorse. A lot of times I just want to stamp a sentiment and enjoy that paper. And if you've ever been able to join me in the rubber room, you know that a lot of times I just frame our designer series paper. So we're going to start off with a piece of Sahara sand, 8.5 by 5.5. We scored the 8.5 inch side at 4 1/4, and we are just going to fold and burnish on that score line. I have a piece of Cajun Craze that is 5 1/4 by 4, and a piece of Early Espresso that is 5 by 3 3/4. So I'm just going to layer those up on top of each other, just using my regular Stampin' Seal. These are cards that we made at our birthday club. Birthday club will be ending. This is our last month for birthday club, and then we'll have a club for our new colors, celebrating the new in colors, and maybe some returning colors too. It's going to be lots of fun. Sometimes we aren't able to purchase all of those items at one time, so doing them as a club, you'll get just one color a month, which is a lot of fun. You'll get all of the products with it, the designer series paper, the cardstock, the ink, the re-inkers, so always lots of fun. All right, here we go. And then we are going to, I have 4 pieces of designer series paper, and they are 2 1/4 by 1 5/8. I'm just going to, again, adhere those using my regular Stampin' Seal. Boy, for a while, I was having the most difficult time getting on Facebook and getting going in the right direction. And it seems to be back on track now. I am just going to kind of set these very gingerly into what I think is going to be a good placement for them. And then I will go back and press them in when I'm sure I have them exactly where I want them and that they are straight. So for right now, it's just more of a placement. And I can see I want this one down a little bit more. And I'm trying to be sure that one piece is lined up on top of the other piece. That's kind of how we do the hinge stamping. We want to make sure everything is lined up. Let's do this one here. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm just going to kind of push them all down. I'm going to stamp on my little piece of Sahara sand, and I'm going to stamp Wishing You All the Wishes. Okay, and that's the one that came from the Best Day stamp set. And with ours, you want to be careful when you're inking your stamp. Just 3 little quick tips. Make sure you've got all of your ink covered. I can see I need a little bit more in that spot there. What you don't want is ink all around your edges. So I'm just gonna kind of wipe that off there. It's being a little bit stubborn, but you want to avoid ink on your edges because you'll get kind of a little halo effect when you do that. And you'll have ink where you don't want ink. So let's see, everybody, put your tongue between your lips, close your eyes, and hope I got this on there straight. Oh yeah, perfect. You guys did a great job. Thanks for helping me out with that. I can see I do need to re-ink my ink pad there. So I'm going to put that on my list of to-do things for today. When I get this video done, I always share it on other groups, and I encourage you to share it on groups also. I'm just going to pop that on there with my Stampin' Seal. And then I'm going to put it on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. So that'll give a little bit more texture to the card. And because this is designed to be a masculine card, I am not going to add a lot of twine or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of let it be a masculine card. In this dimensional, I'm just going to cut in half and add right down at the bottom. So I have like 3 dimensionals on here. So when I'm done with this, I will go on and get my little trash container here. I'm not designing lots of things, so my trash could used to be emptied here. So I go on and I share it to my groups. I download it to my computer. I upload it to my YouTube channel. So it kind of goes everywhere. So if you miss this one, you can catch the replay here. You can catch it on my YouTube. If you're a demonstrator, you can catch it in our Demonstrator Diva groups. There we go. How quick and easy is that, you guys? Wishing you all the wishes. And I'm gonna, looks like I missed a little bit of tape right there in that corner. So I'm gonna come back in and just add a little. There we go. All right, super quick and easy card. This next one, we're gonna do some card, I don't know, maybe it's like a little designer series paper technique, so we can share lots of designer series paper. And like I said, this is one of those where the paper is really doing all of the work for us. So I'm going to start with a piece of early espresso cardstock. It is cut at 8.5 by 5.5. The 8.5 inch side is scored at 4.25. I'm just going to fold and burnish on that score line. Then I'm going to take my Sahara sand, which is 5.25 by 4. I'm going to add some Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to put that right on top of my card. And I kind of just am working at holding my edges up so I can get a nice straight line there. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to bring in this skinny little piece of paper. I think this one is 1/2 inch. Yep, it is 1/2 inch. And I am, in any scrap paper will do. You don't have to use a piece as long as this. This was just some scrap paper that I had. And again, I'm going to ink, and I'm going to be a little more aggressive when I'm inking, because I know my ink pad needs some ink, some re-inking. So I'm going to put this right in the middle there. And I'm not going to worry that I didn't get the birthday on there. I just am going to be using just the happy part. So I am okay that I didn't get the birthday on there. And then I have this piece here. And I'm going to put the birthday sort of towards the end. In fact, I think I might punch it first. I'm going to grab my punch. This is the Banner Year Bundle Punch. And you have that little banner right there at the end. So I'm going to, this is your release for your punch. I'm just going to open it up. And then I'm going to take my little piece of white paper, push it down in there, and I'm going to flip it over to make sure that I am nice and tight in here. And then I'm just going to punch. And that's going to give us that great little flag there. Super quick and easy way to do that. And then I'm going to stamp a birthday on here. Let's get rid of our trash. And again, ink it up with a little more pressure than I normally would, because I know I need to ink the pad. There we go. All right. And I did use early espresso for both of these cards. It just sort of coordinates really well with this stamp set. So I know I'm going to need my paper snips for this one. And what we're going to do is build this. Let's move these pieces out. On this piece of white cardstock. This piece of white cardstock is 5 1/4 by 4, and we are going to trim it down. In fact, I'm going to grab my paper trimmer right now. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to trim it down, but we're not trimming it down until after we get all of our pieces of paper on there. So what I'm going to do is start with this one. And it's not going to matter that my paper is all dirty. It's just a old scrap piece of paper. So I'm going to start with this one, like right there. And then I'm going to do this one in here. Okay, and then I'm going to do this one in here. And you're just going to kind of do them like a puzzle piece. They are all 1 inch wide. So I'll do this one here. And you can cut any pieces that you like. You don't have to like limit yourself to these patterns. And I'll do this one here. Okay, and then I think I'll put this one here. Let me see. I think I want that pattern there. Let me think about how I want this to look for a minute. I think I'm going to go this way. Yeah. So I think I'll put that one there. And this one here. I'm going to fill in these little corner spots. So I'm not going to worry about those for right now. Okay, so I think I like the look of this. And so I'm just going to come in and tape these down. And I'm just going to use my regular Stampin' Seal to tape it down with. And it doesn't have to be exact. It's once you trim your paper down, it's not going to matter that much. I am just putting adhesive on about half of this strip because I know half of it is going to be a little piece of it, not half of it, but there's some of it that's going to be cut off down here. So, and you do want to keep a straight line across here. Okay, so where you have those lines, you do want to keep them straight, if that makes sense. Like I want a straight line from here to here. And I can see this one is up just a little bit more than I want it to be. So I'm just going to carefully inch it down. Okay, and so the next place I want a straight line is here to here. We want to keep all of these straight and so they're eye-pleasing, right? You don't want like little zigzags all over your card. And again with this one, because it's a longer piece of paper, just putting a little bit of adhesive on it about halfway down because I'm going to trim it up. And I just want to make sure I'm in here and straight with this line and this line. So I have this line straight and that line straight. And then we'll bring in this little guy and put him on here. Okay, and then I'm going to take this guy and we'll put him across the top here. There we go. So we have those nice even lines there. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and I am going to cut this pieces down to 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. Okay. Let me get my paper trimmer. Oh boy. So I'm going to cut it this way first. And I am going to just line it up over here. Okay. And that looks like, it's about 5 1/4 maybe. So I want to be sure that my white paper is even on that line there. So actually, I think that's going to be easier to trim and get a straight line if I just trim this up now. So those edges where a lot of it is hanging over, I'm just going to trim those off. All right. And then I can line my paper up nice and straight there. Cut this guy. I think it's easier to trim it from the back for this piece. Okay. That should make it easy enough for us. So we want the end size of this piece to be 5 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut just a little bit up here. Whoops. I'm going to use my darker blade because that is my cutting blade. I'm going to flip it all the way around and cut this side at 5. Oops, there we go. Okay, and then this side I want at 3 3/4. So I'm going to take just a little bit off each side and flip it around so it's at 3 3/4 here. Okay, so that's going to give us that nice 1/4 of an inch all the way around on our piece of Sahara sand. Okay. So what we need to do now is go back in and fill in these little spaces here. So I am going to take some of our paper that I just trimmed off, okay? And I'm going to bring that in and put it on these spots here, okay? Let me see if I can get that in there where you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive. Remember, I didn't put adhesive on that long end because it was going to be hanging out. So I'm going to put adhesive on it now. And I am going to put it right there. Okay. There we go. And then we have this piece over here, which looks like kind of a longer piece. So I think I'm going to do this one. It will fit in there. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on that. And again, it's not going to line, well, I guess I can put it right up there. It'll have just like a 1/16 of an inch to be lined up. Okay, a little teeny weeny piece up here. So I'm going to add this one. And this one, I think, actually, well, let's peel this off of here. And this one we're just going to put right there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive on that piece. And we'll put it on like that. Okay. And then again, this is going to be something that's best, easiest to trim from the back. Okay. So I'm just going to flip it over. And you can, if it's easier for you to use your paper trimmer, by all means, put it on your paper trimmer. And some people don't like to trim with their scissors. They don't feel they get a straight line with them. And that's okay. You guys have heard me say 100 times, whatever you're comfortable with is what you should do. And I just happen to be comfortable with this method. And I know I can always go back and straighten it out a little bit if I need to. So let's just get what we can here. This one's kind of wobbly because it's a really small space that's on there. There we go. Okay, and I think it looks pretty good. So let's get my little trash can and get rid of all of these little pieces here. I'm finding that I am much more productive when I have a little bit cleaner of a space to work in. So I've been making a concerted effort to sort of pick up after myself as I go along. I'm sure it's paying off, right? Okay, so I'm going to put some regular Stampin' Seal on the back of this. And we're going to put it right on the top. And then I have these words, and I am going to put these up on dimensionals, but I'm going to trim. Remember I said we were just going to use the happy from here? So I'm just going to come in with my scissors. And again, if you want to use your paper trimmer, by all means, use your paper trimmer. I'm just going to trim those ends like that. Now it's going to go back in my scrape basket. That one I'm going to toss. And this one we're going to put like right in here, maybe. So I'm going to add some of these are classic matte dots. And they have kind of a vanilla and a gray and a black. And I think I'm going to use some of the black on here. And again, I tend not to decorate or accessorize my masculine cards just because I think that they can really afford to stand on their own. This one, I'm going to put them towards this edge because I am going to use a piece of really thick twine in here. So I'm just kind of setting them on until I get them right where I want them. And then I'll go ahead and push them in. But I want to be sure I have them in a straight line with hopefully about the same distance between them and to the bottom. And I'm just going to push them in. Okay. And again, these were the classic matte dots. And they come in a small and medium size. If you can see, they have that really small black one and then the bigger black one. And then they have the vanilla and the white and the gray. So you have 4 colors in 2 sizes. And I think there's 2 sheets in each one. Mine always end up all cut apart and pieces here and pieces there. So I really need a better system to keep them in. But for now, this one is working because I can still see they're my classic matte dots. And I think I have like the ending of 3 or 4 little packages in there. Okay, so I have this really, really thick twine. And I'm going to kind of spray it or unravel it, if you will, and just kind of pull some pieces apart here. Because it is so very, very thick. If you can see, there's like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 different strands of twine in there, all like braided together. And I want probably 2. I used the whole thing last time, and I think it's a lot, and I didn't really want to use that bit of silver. If you can see that silver in there, I think that's a bit much for this card. So I'm just going to pull some of this out. There we go. I have like 4 strands, so maybe that's about half of it. And I'm going to turn my sentiment part over and just put some Stampin' Seal on there. And then I'm going to just kind of spread that out. Not a lot, but a little bit. So it has kind of like a, I don't know, a shabby chic maybe sort of look, or a rustic look. Maybe a rustic look and feel to it. And I want it to kind of look like that on there. And I'll show you the other one I did. You can decide which one you like the best. That piece is not sticking. I must need a little bit more adhesive up there. Okay. I think that kind of does it. Here's what it looked like before. And just drop me a comment if you think that one looks better. But that one is really, really heavy. And this one I think is more refined, I guess. It's just a little bit thinner, and it doesn't kind of like, your eye is immediately drawn to that big heavy one for me. So let's put this one on some dimensionals, and I'm going to use my foam adhesive strips. You guys that watch me all the time know I love these foam adhesive strips because I can get them on these long edges of things, and I really feel like that piece is then supported. It's not going to fall in the middle, and it's not going to pop out at the edges. And so it has all these, there's 2 sheets in them in each package, and it has all these strips, and then you can just cut the strip to the size that you want. For those of you that don't know, our new catalog is coming out. So if you want a new catalog, drop me a comment below. But also note that we are going to have some price increases, which I'm sure you guys had a guess that was coming. In addition to our new colors coming, inflation has hit everywhere, and Stampin' Up! Is not immune to that. And so we are going to see some price increases. And they're going to happen also with consumables. So our adhesives will go up. Our cardstock is going to go up. Paper pumpkin is going to go up. So I encourage you to, if you are able, to go ahead and stock up on some things that you know you're going to use. For instance, white cardstock. Yeah, I use it all the time. I use a ton of it, and I will be stocking up on it just because I know it's going up in price. And so stocking up is going to save me some money in the long run. So if you want to order from me, I will have a host code that I will put at the top of this page for you. And this month I am sending cards, handmade cards, 3 handmade cards to anybody that places a minimum $35 order using my code. And I will put the code at the top of this post also, so you can just click on the link. I'm going to add this happy, and I did put a little foam adhesive strip there. I'm going add it like that right at the top. Okay, so there it is. Another quick and easy masculine card. Happy birthday. This is something that you can just mass produce. All of these strips are 1 inch, so you can just take your 12 by 12 paper, cut it into 1 inch strips, and make lots and lots of these. So if you have masculine birthdays coming up, or if you want to use up your paper before it retires, this is a great way to do that. So let's just recap for a minute. We did the happy birthday and then the wishing you all the wishes. And that's the, I think it's the He's All That or That Guy Designer Series paper with it. All right. And that's not a bad thing to go ahead and order that pack of paper, and then you'll have it on hand again before the prices go up, and you'll have this on access to some easy, quick masculine cards using these patterns. Okay, so I'm going to recap my class just a minute. Oh, and tomorrow is your last day to sign up for Stampapalooza. And that is going to be Saturday, April 15th. It's going to be a blast. We are doing a Mexican fiesta, taco fiesta theme, and I've already got some prizes and some really fun stuff. You're going to make 10 cards, 2 each from 5 different stamp sets. So you will have 10 completely unique cards. You're not going to make 2 of any of the cards. You're just going to make those at 10. It's $45. $40 if you are a team member of the Rubber Room Rambler team. If you aren't, now is a perfect time to join so that when those prices go up, you can start shopping with a 20 to 25% discount. And you'll get a goodie bag with $20 worth of product in it. We're just going to have a really, really fun time. So I'm going to go back real quick and remind you that our Creativity Club in April is going to be with the Rhino Ready online exclusive stamp set. So adorable and cute. And you'll get a pack of half pack of Designer Series paper with that, along with an accessory, a full accessory, and a half a bolt of ribbon. There's one of the little rhinos in that set. These are not the cards we're going to be making for class. They're just samples of some other things you can do with the stamps in that stamp set and the dies. There's the little tree die and the top of the tree and the grass and the little rhino with the birdie. I think that's so cute. And again, that is one that Diane Alberts has shared with us. And then this one. And then kind of as a sampling, a little sneak peek, these are the ones we're doing for club in March. Again, this one's my favorite. And they got the paper and the little rhinestones. They got this ribbon, this white ribbon that we frayed. Here we colored it. And this one, again, masculine. It's so gorgeous that I really didn't want to add anything to it. And then this one, they got a pack of that twine, and it's a little 3-pack of twine. So that is our club for March. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me today. Let me bop down over here and see if there are any questions. Before I go up, I have to get my... Yep, you do need to break that set out and use it up, Susie. Definitely. Hi, Carol. I'm so glad you got to tune in, and I've been missing you. And hi, Monica. Thanks for watching us. I hope you got a little bit of inspiration for those masculine cards. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will be back here on next Wednesday for another Live at Lunchtime. Bye-bye, everybody.